All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Kosi, can you hear me? We are about to start. Yeah, Kosi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Please
can hear you.
indicate you can hear me, Kosi.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All
Hello,
right.
can you hear me?
All
I can hear
right.
you.
All right. Thank you very much. So, let's get let's get started. So I was actually expecting more of our analysts here, but I think we don't need to wait for everybody to join. So we'll start right into it. I'll need you guys to be responding once in a while so that I'll know when I'm logging and when I'm active here. Can you guys hear me? I think I think you guys are not hearing me. Can you guys hear me? Kosi, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, can you hear me? Anybody here? All right, can you guys hear me? I need you guys active, man. Okay, you and Kosi, I can't really get your response here. Hello.
Sorry, the network is really, really terrible. It keeps logging me out.
So what about Kosi? Okay, I don't think we need to wait anymore. Let's just start. And now you are paused. See what will happen. See if you off your see if you deactivate your video. Deactivate your
I
video
can't really
and
hear you.
but can you hear me now? Oh man.
Can you can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm saying deactivate your video. Let's see if it's from the it can reduce the network usage. How is it now? Is it better? experience and network issues. Oh, great. So, Kosi, are you active now?
You know, I'm very active.
All right, all right. We don't need to waste much
Can you
time,
hear me?
okay? So, I can hear you actually. I can hear you. All right. I guess this this is actually a session we started for the very first time, and we're going to continue this thing. So, guys, for anybody that is watching, you're streaming from YouTube right now. This is building in the open with the data analyst in Super Team NG Enugu. Um, the guest in the house is Kosi and Oge. Oge is actually supposed to be here, but I think her network issue keeps reoccurring. So basically, today we are discussing migrating to the Web3 space as a data analyst. Yeah, what it entails to migrate to Web3 space as a data analyst. Why is it really necessary? Why is it important? Is there any challenge behind it? Is there some? Oh, great. Kosi, please let me know if you can hear me. Network is really, really poor. Yeah, Jonathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, Chief, loud and clear.
All right, all right. I think here in Nigeria this morning. So, man, got a big time rob. All right, all right. We've already started, yeah. So, once again, I want to say a very big welcome to anyone that is streaming online from YouTube. Um, this is actually organized by Super Team NG, Enugu version. It's actually something we're going to be doing consistently for basically the data analysts. Yes, data analysts, data scientists, and data researchers. So, um, like I was saying earlier, we are gonna be doing this consistently to help people who want to venture into the data space, especially in the Web3 space, Solana ecosystem to be specific. And guys, yeah, I call this building in the open. Basically, um, it's for data guys, but we're going to be doing this to help every other talent. Yeah, every other talent, every researchers, everybody building in the ecosystem. We're going to be helping them with lots of data, lots of information, and basically required data for building in the open. So, like I was saying, today we're discussing on migrating to the Web3 space as a data analyst. So, we really want to expand on it. Why does the normal Web2 data analyst need to, venture into Web3 space? Why is it really important? Is it beneficial? Is there any challenge in the Web3 space, in the Web2 space, that Web3 could actually be a help? You understand? So it's somewhat broad, but we are going to attempt it. Yeah, we're going to attempt it. We'll try to see what is a need for data analysts in the Web2 space, why they need to venture into the Web3 space, and start building. So, Kosi is not sorry, not Kosi. Oge is not here again, but I already have some of the super team NG Enugu data guys, the active data guys here. So we're going to be discussing this. Before I start calling on them and we start having a good interaction here, I would like to get brief intro from each and every one of them. So Kosi, let's hear from you. What's up? Tell us who you are, what you're up to, and what you have for us this morning. Yeah, Kosi, you can unmute and talk. Kosi, did you hear me? I don't think Kosi heard me. I don't think anybody heard me. I'm adding Oge to the stage. So yeah, I was saying I'll call you guys one after the other, and nobody's responding. Okay, let me just call Oge because I think she could actually hear me now. Okay, please, can you give us a brief intro, who you are, and
I
what you're up to?
think I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but chill. I've called Oge. Just chill, chill, chill. Let's hear from Oge.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you say. I just said let's hear from Oge.
All right, I said we're already starting. We're already before we even start talking about what we're here for. Before we start dissecting the topic, I just wanted to get brief info, like brief intro from you guys. So just tell us who you are and what you're up to in the space. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Ogechukwu, a data analyst and a Web3 analyst
Sorry, can you hear
as
me?
well.
Advance.
So in this space, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kosi, we can hear you. Just chill. Oge is talking.
Yes,
Chill.
yes, I can hear you. So In this space, we are diving into one of the most exciting career transitions that is happening right now, which is moving from Web 2 to Web 3 as a data analyst. So, basically, that is what we'll be talking about today. So, I don't, is that okay for introduction, or should I move further?
No, 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 that's okay. That's just a brief intro, though.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, Kosi, please, let's hear from you. Just a brief intro.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And I'll just go ahead.
Morning.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Kosi, and I'm really excited to be on this space to discuss, migrating from the Web 2 kind of data analysis or analyzing data to really even doing it on chain, and where you have on chain analytics and basically trying to draw insights from blockchain data. So I'm very much excited to just be part of this whole show. Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thank you, Kosi. Okay. Like I said earlier, these are the big soldiers for Super Team NG Enugu Data Guild. So, Jonathan, I know you're active. Can we get a brief intro?
GM, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So once again, my name is Jonathan. The data analyst, data analyst, basically data professional. So I
Well,
moved
Jonathan,
from
I don't think I can hear you clearly. I can hear you, but your voice is very low, kinda.
okay. I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Jonathan. I am data analyst and well as a data scientist. But I do more of data analysis than building models. So I moved from the Web 2 space to the Web 3 space, I think a year ago, and so far so good. It's been so far it's been amazing, really. It's been amazing. Although there's quite a lot of like differences between Web 2 data and Web 3 data. They seem similar, but crazy. So thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here.
All right. All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, Nigerian network we keep messing up today, but nevertheless, we keep pushing. Okay, don't worry. If they bring you down, I'll take you up. Don't worry. So, um,
You're
we'll get
trying
right
to bring me
into
down, but
it. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get right into it. Yeah. So, talking about migrating to the Web3 space as a data analyst, the first thing I would want to ask, yeah, you guys, I think the network took Kosi down again.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So I think the first thing here, the first thing we need to checkmate here is what does it entail to be a Web3 data analyst? I think that's the first thing we need to check out here. What exactly does it mean to be a Web3 data analyst? What is the perspective different from that of a Web2?
Everything is paused.
Yeah, I think
Jonathan, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I think
Okay,
Evans,
okay. I think the issue is from his side, right?
yeah, definitely should be from the side.
Oh, today's network is just terrible.
No,
It's
it's
just terrible.
crazy.
I think the meeting should hold at night because I think at night network is way better. I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I guess so.
I agree.
Um,
I agree. No.
put on your camera now. Let me see your face, Dr. Jonathan.
We're on the live stream and I'm camera shy. Millions of people could be watching us right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's always the fine boys that are camera shy. Ugly people they show their face anyhow. It's alright.
Come on, guys, did you mute?
Yeah, we were waiting for you to come up.
Okay, I'm here.
Benny, I think I was wrong, yeah. So I was asking, yeah, I was asking what exactly does it mean to migrate? Sorry, what does it mean exactly to migrate from Web two space? Sorry, not migrating now. What exactly does it mean to be a Web three data analyst? What does it entail exactly? So I don't know who was taking that. I don't know who was taking that. Was it okay? Jonathan, you can go ahead.
All right, let me go.
Okay, okay, is here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I think we have to start from the basics, which is the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 when it comes to data analytics, right? If I heard you correct, Mr. Evans.
Yeah. You're correct. Yeah.
Okay, so in Web 2, data is mostly stored in centralized databases like MySQL, Google BigQuery, or enterprise data warehouses. So in Web 2, when you analyze data, you're usually working with structured data sets. So I think every data analyst know that we have a structured and unstructured data. So discovery their databases. That is in Web 2. So in Web 2, you might be running SQL queries. You can be using Excel or you can be visualizing your data with Power BI or what have you. But in Web3, it's quite different. So in Web3, instead of centralized databases, data is stored on blockchain. So, and blockchain is more like a public ledger. So it records all transactions. So in Web3, that when we say data is decentralized, it means no single entity owns it. You know, you have control over it as well. It is transparent. Anyone can view it in real time, unlike Web2 data, which you can mostly you have to seek for permission to get most of the data is in Web2. Sometimes you have to even use API. Sometimes you even have to pay to access some data in Web2. So, and also in Web3, the data is immutable. Once it's recorded, it cannot be changed. So, okay, let me give an example. Let's just say, I think of it like instead of logging into Google Analytics to check website traffic, but here you are querying the Ethereum blockchain. Here you're tracking smart contracts, token movement, or liquidity trends. So, okay, to me, one of the biggest differences in Web 2 and Web 3 is that um, Web 2 will mostly you need permission to access Web 2 data, but you don't need permission to access Web 3 data. It's out there for everyone to see. So it is decentralized, it's transparent. So it is open for everyone to analyze. But the way we extract and interpret the Web3 data requires some new skills. So you can still use the skills you have for Web 2 in Web3. Yes, you can, but we'll get into that.
All right, all right. I think our audience might not really be into the well. Most of our audience, some people that are listening to us, might not really be familiar with some of the terms we are using. So, Jonathan, I know you're active. You can hear me. So, I want you to really give me like let's get from your own point of view. Very like give us practical analogies. You know, something that clearly states how the Web3 data analysts differ from the Web2 data analysts. You know, if is it just the environment? Is it just the tool? What exactly differ from um, the traditional Web2 data analytics and yeah, Jonathan, I guess you get what
Okay.
you got what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you, but Evan.
All right, shoot.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you very much. So you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, 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 I can hear you.
Okay. So basically, let me just use one particular analogy. For example, let's talk about healthcare in the Web2 space. Now, healthcare data, yeah, let's look at the business aspect of it. Healthcare data will always be healthcare data in any hospital. If you're okay, let's say you're working for let's say one particular hospital, yeah, you analyze their healthcare data, that's what you do, and that you look at the business aspect of it. If you move to another hospital, you could actually still use that same knowledge from the previous hospital to kind of give them business advice. Like you analyze their own data, but like it almost follows the same this thing. You don't need different like you don't it's one domain knowledge. Once you have domain knowledge of the healthcare system, you can thrive. So let's look at Web3. We're talking about the business aspect now. So in the Web3 space, for example, you're working with let's say You're working basically on Ethereum blockchain. Like all the data you analyze is on Ethereum blockchain. You are native to Ethereum. In that same Ethereum blockchain, you have different projects. There are DEPIN, there are DAOs, there are centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges. In fact, it's a broad system. So data analysts now will focus on, collecting and organizing and analyzing this data from blockchain networks and the related Web3 applications. So, and you need very good blockchain. Like when we talk about domain knowledge, you need to understand blockchain data and how it works. For example, if a transaction is made on Ethereum, you need to be able to identify that, okay, this particular transaction is native to Ethereum. Because all this data is wrong. They will not write Ethereum there for you. So it's your job to understand all these encodings and be able to identify different tokens or different blockchains when you see them. And the tools differ. You can actually use your regular Python. Like me, I'm a Pythonista. I think all the time. I prefer Python to SQL anytime, but I still have to use SQL at some point. Doesn't mean I can't use Python to actually analyze blockchain data. So if we're talking about the tools don't necessarily differ. I won't say there is a broad disparity between the tools used in data analytics for Web 2 and Web 3. I just think it's mostly the domain. The domain itself is quite different. It's quite different. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So, yeah, thank you, Jonathan. So, hearing from you guys, I don't think. Okay, fine. Let me narrow this thing down. Yeah, maybe I'll. Okay, Kosi is here. Maybe I'll now, guys. I think everybody can unmute and talk. Maybe we can be, intercepting once in a while. So, but the first thing I'm deducing, yeah, from a personal point of view as data analyst, yeah, what exactly are the benefits of being a Web3 data analyst, yeah, compared to a Web2 data analyst? Use yourself as an example. What exactly have you benefited being a Web3 data analyst that you really want the Web2 guys to like to begin to notice and start join you and benefit from them? I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, I understand. Kosi, I think you threw the
Yeah,
question at
so
Kosi, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The question is to Kosi, but while he's talking, we can still intercept. And it's a podcast. It's something we can all talk about. Yeah, Kosi, you can start. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, am I audible? Can you repeat the question, Evans?
Oh, come on. It's not a question. So what I'm saying is, yeah, as a Web3 data analyst, what exactly are the benefits from a personal from a personal perspective, yeah? What exactly are your benefits? What are the things you benefit from Web3 space as a data analyst that you really think that Web2 guys should begin to participate in and join you and begin to benefit from? I don't know if you get the point.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, I did get that. Okay, so I would say, as per Web3 data analysis, you know, I believe that laying your hands on multiple things it gives you an edge generally to things. When someone is speaking or looking for a data analyst, and let's assume that someone is hiring data analysts, right? And for a particular job, but you don't really know the job, but all you know is he just wants a data analyst, and you have it in your pocket to portfolio or in tree data. I think like that's naturally an edge, or that gives you an edge to being hired for that role or job. So that's one of the reasons. And I mean, like, that's basically everything, because not just focusing on Web2 data, but seeing how you can drive insights from blockchain data, seeing how you can. And the fun part of it personally is that you can see the interoperability between chains,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think you're
right?
skipping what I'm
So you can
saying.
actually analyze a
What I
particular
actually mean is, can you hear
chain,
me?
see the scalability of that chain. Let's say you're analyzing transactions on Polygon. See if it's going to be scalable in the next 5 to 10 years, and you can also
Yeah,
compare it and
Kosi,
compare.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Chill. I'm asking from a personal point of view, like from your personal perspective now, or let me not use perspective,
Sorry,
from a personal experience, like your point of
hello, can you hear me?
experience, from your personal point of experience, what exactly are the benefits of Web3 data analyst? I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, okay, did you get my
I
question?
get you.
I need a personal experience. I need a personal story from a
Yes, yes,
personal
I
point.
understand your question.
Exactly. Can somebody just tell me from your experience what exactly are the benefits of a Web3 data analyst that you think a Web2 data person should start benefiting from?
Okay, can I take this?
Okay, I'll just start from where he stopped. You said something about.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, go
Jonathan,
ahead.
please go on.
No, 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 no. Okay, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
please. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just start from where he stopped, where he said something about having an edge. Okay, let's assume we have 100 data analysts in Nigeria and in the Web2 space, actually. Now, if you check, you will see that everyone is applying, and data analysis position comes up once in a while from all these foreign companies. And the reason is because most companies cannot really trust you with their data. Data is really important and confidential. So you need to be kind of close, or they need to know you to some extent before they can give you that job. And you cannot just start analyzing data for a company and say we found that you can't even have access to their data. But in the Web3 space, it is different because, okay, personally, I had to analyze a project, a crypto project. Now, I didn't ask for their data. The data is out there. All the information I need is out there. Now, when you analyze their data and get insights, data-driven decisions, and then you make some research as well, then you present it to the team or anyone that could listen to you in the team, and then say, this is I dived into your data and I got this information. This is what I observed from what I saw, and this is what I think can make this project move forward. Or if the project is trying to come into Nigeria, you say, okay, this is how this project could work in Nigeria. This is the adoption rate. This is the consumer behavior and all of this when it comes to projects like this. Now, with your findings and your presentation and the insight, the decision they are supposed to make, I don't see a reason why they will not reach out to you if they need anything, right? And then you don't even have to do it for just one project. As a data analyst in the Web3 space, it's actually very easy to get a job in the Web2 space. No, because you can analyze like 10 projects. When you analyze about 10 projects and give them your findings, it's going to be hard for at least one of them not to reach out to you and say, okay, We love what you did with this. Even if they do not give you a job, they always have incentives, right? So
Right.
these are the things you check and say, okay, let me just move into Web3 because one, the data analysts in Web3 spaces, they are few, but in Web2 they are much. So it go hard for you if you don't know people or if you're not good to some certain extent. But in Web3, it's just free. Just do your thing and do it well. Once you do it well and present it, you have a very good chance or opportunity of earning. So, from my personal experience, that is what I have to say about
Okay.
migrating to Web3 space as a data analyst.
Okay. Okay. Jonathan, I think you have your own experience too, yeah?
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
Sure, sure, I can hear you.
Okay. So basically for me, I think being a Web3 analyst, one benefit I've found is being able to find projects with traction before they actually start making noise. For example, let's say what was this project? Ah, I can't really remember. But let me just give like a random example. Let's say XRP now, XRP token, XRP as a project itself. I'm analyzing data on their chain and I discover a surge in the amount of purchases, on the amount of buys in a particular day. So obviously at that point, as a trader, because I also trade in the Web3 space, so as a trader, not full time anyway, I know that okay, people are buying XRP. The next question is why are people buying XRP? And I go in, probably listen to some news, go and check on my check Crypto Guru or check some just basically soft X and surf the internet to understand if there was any recent proclamation or any news that would trigger that amount of buys. I could now enter my centralized exchange and just place a buy on XRP because I know that there is a surge. Like I can see the trend. And another thing we do in data analysis is forecasting. So I could literally it's more like I'm sure people will be like you can also analyze the charts and discover that kind of thing too. But now let's look at projects that have not necessarily started trading actively. As a data analyst in the Web3 space, you could carry out your research. You see that okay, this particular project has been funded this amount of dollars. You basically it gives you that edge over every other person because you are dealing with the data. It's like you're dealing with the data raw, you're on chain, you're not waiting for somebody to say what. It brings the power to your hand. You could literally do your analysis, carry out your research, and you are equipped with information, and you could easily position yourself wherever you need to be positioned. So I think that's one major edge being a data analyst in the Web3 space has. It gives you that power to actually, you know, position yourself for projects that are going to do
Yes,
extremely
exactly.
well and stuff like
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I
Correct.
get. Now I think you mentioned something concerning um so say works you can do for projects. I think you mentioned something concerning you used XRP for example. So I wanted to confirm, yeah. So as a Web3 data analyst, what are some of the skill sets and maybe tools that basically, like I said, this thing we're doing here is going to, help a lot of Web2 guys with information, open their eyes up to opportunities and all. So for them to venture, for Web2 data analysts to venture into the Web3 space, yeah, what are some of the skill sets and some of the tools you think they should actually, okay, something that is like the basics for them to actually have or acquire before they transition into the Web3 space?
Okay. Okay, are you going to take that?
All right. Um. So If you're already a data analyst, you probably know SQL, Python, and the visualization tools. But one thing about Web3 is that those skills, they are still valuable. So, but you just need to add new ones. Okay, let me just break it down here. For SQL, it is still essential, like very, very much essential in Web3. So, but now you'll be using blockchain databases like Dune Analytics. So in Dune Analytics, you can actually query the database, create your own dashboard there. I have few dashboards on Dune Analytics. Then you can also query Flipside Crypto. So instead of MySQL or PostgreSQL. So these are the database you query with SQL. Then with Python, in Web 2, you'll be using Pandas, NumPy for data analysis. You can still use them in Web 3. But now, you also work with, there's what we call Web 3.py. Yeah, Jonathan, you should be very, very conversant with that. So use that to interact with blockchain data, Python. Then we have blockchain explorers. You need to get very, very comfortable using Etherscan. There are so many informations there. But if you don't know exactly how to extract that information, it will be really, really hard for you. Then we have the Solana Explorer. You can use it to track transactions, wallets, smart contracts, and all of it. So
Okay.
basically, that is that.
Jonathan, I think you mentioned Dune, Solana Explorer, Etherscan.
Yes.
Which other one? Is there anything you mentioned I didn't mention?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flip
I
side.
didn't mention flip
Yeah, flip
side.
side
Yeah,
crypto.
precisely.
Flip side, okay. So
Yeah.
that means for every data analyst, they already know they already have a background of SQL, how to do their queries. But I wanted to ask, coming to the blockchain, every chain has like in programming, yeah, every chain has its own programming language. Ethereum is
Mhm.
Solidity, Solana make do of Rust, Stacknet is Kairos. What else? So I'm thinking, does querying in different blockchain, does it differ? Is there a unique way of doing one thing for every one of them? Do you need to learn a particular programming language? As a data analyst, you need to understand Python, yeah? So coming to the Web3 space, is there a particular programming language you need to understand very well before you venture into it? Jonathan, you can start.
Okay. Okay. So basically, it's in as much as different blockchains are built on with using different languages. These platforms, like we mentioned, Dune, Flipside, and the likes, they help you. They carry out that indexing for you. So all these data, regardless of the language they are used to, be created, all their data is actually already indexed for you. So all you need to do is basically um, devise the means you want to use to extract that data. If we're dealing with blockchain explorers, they're already there. In fact, sometimes you don't necessarily need to query them or web scrape. For example, Etherscan, there is actually an option there for you to download data as a CSV. So it all depends on the amount of RAM you have, or basically the amount of space you have to actually download that amount of data. So, but if you are dealing with purely on data, for example, in Python now, there are frameworks that you could actually use to extract data from different blockchains. So, but for SQL is the one reason why I like SQL and I appreciate SQL in the Web3 spaces. When all these platforms have done the indexing for you, have extracted the data, all you have to do is basically use query their database and extract those meaningful insights. You don't necessarily have to download the data anywhere. You could run the analytics live, like right there on their platform, get your dashboards, sorry, get your visualizations, you understand, download them, put them to a dashboard. So basically, it just saves you the time. But then there's also the off-chain data in Web3. I don't know if you know about that, but those ones are usually hosted on platforms like, Oracle, APIs. Basically, just have to like get do perform web scraping or use APIs to extract those data because they are not exactly on chain. So once you have basic knowledge, honestly, that's why I said Python and the likes are not necessarily, they just give you an edge. It's always like me, I believe in having multiple ways of doing a particular thing. So if you're so comfortable using Excel, you know how to use Excel, like let's say 90%, then there is nothing that stops you from venturing into other languages. It just gives you a versatile, toolbox. Your toolbox is just, inclusive of varieties, and you could switch from one tool to the other easily, depending on the difficulty of the task you want to carry out.
All right. Okay, okay. I think you have 2 cents to add up to it.
I think he has said everything that needs to be said. So going into the working stage as a data analyst, you need to. It's not like you can't use other tools are essential, but SQL is really essential. Like in Build, it's just SQL. You do your analysis there, build your dashboard there, get your insights there, and you can't use any other tool if not SQL. So everything Jonathan said is very correct. Although knowing other tools gives you an edge because you can actually download the data and use, yeah, like the first project I did, I downloaded the data from Metascan and then I used Python for the analysis. So I still got a good insight as well. But um, if you will want to establish fully on the Web3 space as a data analyst, it's actually an advantage if you have your projects on Zoom so that when applying for anything, you can just give them, you just copy your profile link from Zoom and submit. They will see all your analysis there. Zoom can actually act as your portfolio in the Web3 space, just like GitHub and other things act as portfolio in the Web2 space. So I would really recommend him for anyone migrating to the Web3 space as a data analyst. Zoom is good because, and there are resources out there where you can see how Zoom
Yeah.
works,
Before you
what
start
you
mentioning
can
the
do.
resources, yeah,
Yeah,
can you hear me? Before you mention the resources, yeah,
yeah,
I think it's you're going to bring that to the last point we're going to talk about. Subsequently, there are other questions still on this topic, still on this matter. Subsequently, there are other things I really want us to discuss, but for this particular session, yeah, the last thing I want us to talk about basically is how how does a Web2 data analyst get started? Like, I mean, what are the resources they need to engage with? What are some Twitter handles they should follow? What are some some mentors they can follow up on X, tutorials to handle, resources, mentors, if there are boot camps, if there are Telegram groups they can join. So I'll need you guys to like brief us how exactly can a Web2 data analyst start their journey into the Web3 space. So I think this is going to be the last part of the question. This is where we're going to stop for today. And subsequently, subsequently, we'll now start talking about the in-depth part of this thing. Yeah. So let me hear from you guys. What exactly? Yeah. What are exactly are some of these resources, um, groups, mentors you think a Web 2 data analyst can, venture into and start his or her own journey into the Web 3 space?
Okay. I think first off, they can follow Gene Analytics on Twitter, and they just handle Lansing underscore AI is good. Then Web3 educators, we have Hildobby, HILDOWBY underscore. So
So
he's a
sorry, I
top
didn't get
June
that.
analytics
I
contributor.
think I heard Dune.
Yeah, the first one I said June analytics. Yeah, you can
Okay,
follow
okay.
June analytics. Then Lansing underscore AI.
So what are some of the
Glassnode, Flipside Crypto as
o-
well.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay, I get that, yeah.
So okay, then this person Hugh Dobby. So he's a Web3 data analyst. He's a top June analytics contributor. And there are other people too, like OX Rob Data. He's a Web3 data expert, and he does on-chain research as well.
All right, all right.
Should
I
I go on?
wanted Jonathan. I No, no, no. I think I wanted Jonathan to talk, but he's off because we've already spent. It was supposed to be max an hour, so we've actually spent our time. So on the next, I think next week, we're going to continue. We're going to continue on this same topic here, but I think next week we'll focus more on the practical application of what we just mentioned. Yeah, beyond just getting resources, mentors, and all. We'll now start looking into the practical aspects. Saying Jonathan is back. So how they can actually do data sourcing, how they can actually get involved with NFTs, DeFi, DAOs, using their data analysis skills, and all, and actually how to manage different ecosystem. Yeah. So Jonathan, now that you're here, I'll just give you like few minutes, like tell us what are some of, and Ogi has already mentioned few resources. So you personally, what are some of these resources you think a Web 2 data analyst can actually make do of and begin their journey in the Web 3 space?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So I think basically one of the first things any Web3 analyst wants to do is, like any Web2 analyst looking to come into Web3, should be taking blockchain essentials. You can't escape it. You have to take a course on blockchain essentials. There are a variety of YouTube videos on blockchain essentials, how the blockchain works. Then, if possible, take up a course on decentralized finance. The reason why I say this is most of the things you'll be analyzing would be on chain data, and they are mostly like transactions, staking, users. They're just more of DeFi stuff. So take a course on DeFi. Read white papers. White papers are very important. Yeah, they are highly technical, but they are very important. They help you understand how different, projects or different chains make use of certain data. So read white papers, read the Ethereum white paper, you can take a look at it, take videos, tutorial videos on June. I think June offers their own tutorial videos. I can't really remember, but I know I took it one time. And then follow June on Twitter, follow June on Twitter, follow Flipside on Twitter. Then some Web3 analysts you could follow up. Honestly, I would have loved to name all of them individually, but I don't have their handles. Like I don't have access to their
Yeah,
handles
it's
right
fine.
now.
It's fine. I think our next call, you can get some of those resources available. Because this is just like a tip. We just started a brief here. So subsequently, next week, we are going to do something in depth. Let's say next week. Not sure if it's next week. We are going to let everybody know. But on the next version of this, we are going to talk about the in-depth part of it. Yeah, how to get start beginning to incorporate a mindset shift from Web 2 to Web 3. Then the practical aspect, getting it involved with chains, ecosystems, and all. So, yeah, on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to you guys who are watching us live on YouTube, and to our guests in the house, Jonathan and Oge. Yeah, Kosi was there, but I think she had to leave because of network issues. So um, we are going to call it a day right now. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you, thank you. See you guys next time. Same sports next week.
Thank
Thank you,
you for
guys.
joining.
Thank you so much for
Bye.
having us.
Bye. Bye.
So,
Bye.